Vibe blowing at the J, got the loud jumping at the pay. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping at the bay. Vibe blowing at my J, got the loud jumping at the pay. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping at the bay. Another milestone, look at that. Paper boy, I'm a paper route till I'm 6 down on my back. I'm an old soul like my dad. My old girl's still a fan. And yo girl at the live show, so don't act like I ain't the man. I'm kicking my feet up, get franked like Aretha. I'm calm, but I'm teed up, just flip me a stack. The re-up just doubled up off of the muscle, I stuck to the task. They see me, I'm troubled, I'm bubbling up till it's stuck. And they want me to stay where I'm at. I'm good everywhere that I'm stepping, my presence is crucial. You know that this shit not on trend. On a big wave, I'm controlling the tide. Snake eyes when you rolling the dice. So with the stakes inside, I could never take another nigga advice. They can't reach the sky, I'm aiming up high. I just wanna know what it's like. Y'all know what it's like, I come from outside of this. Out the quicksand, I'm the big man, doing big things. Cop a big change, up a state lines, doing stage dives on cam. It ain't no limit to my vision. Check the temp, I'm on fire with it. Got the bands jumping out the bag, Prosecco on ice. I'm nobody nice, go run up a check. Demand my respect, I'm doing the most. I never quit, they want me to quit. I'm good as it come, I'm good as it gets. Vibe blowing at the J, got the loud jumping at the pay. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping out the bay. Vibe blowing at my J, got the loud jumping out the pay. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping out the bay. Vibe blowing at the J. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is
I gotta hit him with an update. Okay. I been getting to it when I'm up late. Hit a nigga when you at the front gate. They act like they know. Hold up. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. Really with it, I ain't got a pump fake. Killer flow and hit him with the one take. Act like they know. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. Okay. I been getting to it when I'm up late. Yes, sir. Hit a nigga when you at the front gate. Act like they know. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. Really with it, I ain't got a pump fake. Killer flow and hit him with the one take. Tell me what's to them boys, I know they ain't talking about me. Hold up. All up in the nigga DMs for the feature, I know they ain't talking about free. Shouting no lie, no leap. I ain't gon' lose no sleep, you don't hop in this Jeep. What you gon' sow, you gon' reap. Bet I'm gon' kill what I eat by the end of this beat. Put a little honey in my tea, put a little pep in your step. I bet on my soul we feast. Bet you don't go, I bet you don't know these freaks. Gotta hit in that note on key. Put it on baby, on Mammy, on God, on me. Fuck nigga, you not no G. I be in the spot low key. I been at the crib, probably wonder how I got your key. They act like they ain't know it. Guess I gotta hit him with an update. I been getting to it when I'm up late. Hit a nigga when you at the front gate. They act like they ain't know. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. Really with it, I ain't got a pump fake. Killer flow and hit him with the one take. Act like they ain't know. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. I been getting to it when I'm up late. Hit a nigga when you at the front gate. Act like they ain't know. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. Really with it, I ain't got a pump fake. Killer flow and hit him with the one take. Please tell me what's to these lanes, they must be out of their mind. Must be. All up in a nigga face tryna hit a blunt, I know he ain't talking about mine. Putting that work on my grind, putting that purp in my lung, I'm putting that work on her spine. Put a little drink on my tab, long as she working that back, I ain't hurting, I'm fine. I bet I go earn it right back. Nigga just hit up my jack, got him working my line, I stay in my lane. I ain't even tripping off yours, I'm too damn worried about mine. You not on no ride, nigga ain't having no motion, we so damn tired of your lies. I ain't one of your guys, niggas can't fit in my shoes, little buddy, them not of your size. They act like they ain't know. Guess I gotta hit him with an update. I been getting to it when I'm up late. Hit a nigga when you at the front gate. They act like they ain't know. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. Really with it, I ain't got a pump fake. Killer flow and hit him with the one take. Act like they ain't know. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. I been getting to it when I'm up late. Hit a nigga when you at the front gate. Act like they ain't know. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. Really with it, I ain't got a pump fake. Killer flow and hit him with the one take.
Oh, what's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing out there? It's your boy Big Dog Barking. What's going on, Sonical One? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? What's going on with y'all? Um, this something I just came up with right fast, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't planning on doing nothing today. I planned on chilling with my son today, catch up on some things going on in his life. You know what I'm saying? But I decided to do this because of the Carmelo Anthony case, the story, what's going on. Now, for y'all that know, I do have a 17-year-old son. And for the most part, my 17-year-old son is a good kid. He don't get in trouble. He make good grades in school. He has a 4.5 GPA. Since we y'all like hyping up, putting a microscope on Carmelo Anthony's GPA, my son has a 4.5 GPA. He's top 5 in his class. He was captain of his football team. He was captain of his basketball team this year. Now, as far as baseball, I don't know. I really don't know. He is on the honor society. He's in the student council. He's a good kid. That's a teenage father. I didn't raise him to be no teenage father. I didn't tell him to just run around smashing girls raw and all that right there. I literally told him to protect himself at all times if he was going to involve himself in having sex. And he fucked around and found out with his girlfriend. And they have she's 6 months pregnant. I'm saying all that to say this, and I ain't gonna be up here long. I ain't finna drag this shit out or whatever the case may be. So as y'all can see from the title, Carmelo Anthony, good kid or product of his environment. So we're hearing all these that he's a good kid, come from an affluent neighborhood, he never been in trouble and all that good shit right there. Fine, cool. I get it to y'all. But I did a little research not too long ago, which made me do this little live right fast, and I ain't gonna be up here long. So by me doing research, I saw something from the Dallas News talking about the press conference his parents had the other day and how Austin Metcalf's father was there, didn't want supposed to be there and all that right there. Cool, whatever. So come to find out, just by me doing my little research, come to find out one Carmelo Anthony was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Yeah, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And he's only been in Frisco, Texas a few years. Now, for the sake of arguing, a few is maybe what, 3, a little bit more over 3. We just gonna say 3 for the sake of arguing. So he's literally been in Texas maybe since he was about 14, 15. But he's been in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, majority of his life. Now, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, one of the worst cities in the United States of America. And Baton Rouge is not that far away from Memphis as far as crime. As far as crime. Now, just walk with me for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I might be reaching a little bit. I might be spot on. I don't know. But just humor me for a minute. You feel what I'm saying? The boy was born in one of the worst cities in the United States. Crime rate through the roof. Deletions, grape, assault, property theft. Sound just like Memphis. Sound just like Memphis. And according to his mother, they wanted better opportunities and a better life for their kids. You was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Your oldest child, Carmelo Anthony, and for the sake of arguing, left Louisiana, Baton Rouge, around 13, 14 years old. And y'all didn't just move to Frisco, Texas when y'all left Baton Rouge. Y'all went to Irving, Texas first. Then you moved to Frisco, Texas. But you only been in Texas a few years. And we always say that a teen's most impressionable years is when they're growing up around other teenagers. When their partners and their friends and their little girlfriends have a little bit of hold on them more than their parents, more than their relatives, and they persuade them to do things that they don't have no business doing. So just if, and I said if, what if Carmelo Anthony is a product of his environment? What if Carmelo Anthony saw an opportunity to live out his thug dreams? What if? Now, I'm not saying it's true or not. I'm just throwing something out there. If we all speculating right now, we don't know really what's going on. We just know what witnesses saying and police reports saying. And I just heard not too long ago, like, hey, Frisco, Texas is one of the safest cities in the United States. They not used to this type of activity. They're not used to a deletion. They're not used to this. See, me, I'm in Memphis. I see this every day. I see this every day. An 8-year-old just got poked by a 9-year-old in elementary school. The lady of the 8-year-old, the mother of the 8-year-old, got to the school just to see her son being put on a stretcher, put in the back of an ambulance at 8 years old because his classmate hit him with an ink pen. Is that a good kid or a product of his environment? I'm in Memphis. So a lot of y'all would say he's just a little bad 9-year-old in Memphis, Tennessee. I wouldn't even argue with you. I see him every day. I got a bad 8-year-old nephew right now. I wouldn't even argue with you if you said he was a product of his environment. Wouldn't even argue with you. But in the case of Carmelo Anthony, he was a product of the Baton Rouge environment before he was a 3.7 GPA having student. He was a product of the Baton Rouge, Louisiana environment before he went to Frisco, Texas, and in this affluent neighborhood. Is he a good kid that made a mistake? Or he's a product of his environment? Is he trying to live out his thug passion? Now, I would never put nothing on any kid, but I don't put shit past them either. Especially at 17 when you feel like you a man, got hair on your nuts, to voice a little deep, girls jocking you, making your little money and things like that, getting your swag together. So you're more of a young adult than a little kid. But yet and still, we always saying the boy made a mistake, the boy made a mistake, the boy made a mistake. How we know it really was a mistake? How do we know that it wasn't intentional? See, we become hypocrites to fit a narrative. And no, I'm not the black conservative y'all have a problem with right now, even though I did like Trump more than Kamala Harris. And that because Kamala Harris couldn't make a coherent statement. I can't deal with that. I didn't give a damn who black, white, male, female. If I don't know, if you can't tell me what the fuck going on, I can't follow you. That's just that on that. That is what it is. So I'm not that dude that's trying to say what I'm saying to get any that I'm just disrespectful to my own race. No, that's not why I'm saying what I'm saying. See, I got logic. I believe in what I believe in. I know Baton Rouge used to be a terrible city, just the same as Memphis. And he spent the majority of his life in a terrible city. It don't take much. All you need is opportunity. But that what his mama said, better opportunities, a better lifestyle. To be perfectly honest, all I need is opportunity to do some dumb shit. All I need is the opportunity to do dumb shit. If we just really gonna be honest about criminals, thugs, gangsters, hooligans. All I need is an opportunity to do something. The truth about Carmelo Anthony, and this is my hypothetical. Like I said, I don't know. I just be talking shit. Maybe I read too many books. Maybe my brain is overloaded with shit. I don't know. But this is what I know. And I've said this before. Maybe he had his opportunity to do something that he know he had no business doing. Maybe he had an opportunity to live out whatever gangster dream he had. I hear so many men and women that's in my age. I'm 45. I hear so many talking about the 80s and 90s and how things were at school where they literally admit to taking weapons to school, taking knives to school, taking razor blades to school, taking brass knuckles, poking folks with pencils and pens at 16, 17 years old. Now you're in your 40s and you talking about maybe he made a mistake. But you, the same individuals that was doing the dumb shit at 16, 17 years old. And willingly, not accidentally, knowingly taking weapons to school. And you know you're not supposed to do it. But it's the law of the land. Either eat or be eaten. Now, me, myself, I ain't no different. But I use my hands. I myself was a bully. I was smart too. I was a smart bully. The same way Carmelo Anthony has a 3.7 GPA. When I was in middle school, I had a pretty high GPA too. At one point in time. 5th grade, I made straight A's. 6th grade, I was making C's and D's. 7th grade, I made straight A's and B's and got an honor society. 8th grade, same thing. But the whole time I'm in middle school, I'm fighting. I'm fighting. Disrespect for the teachers. Trying to get pussy. This is 10 through 13. In middle school. In high school, I bagged back. I slowed down a little bit, but I didn't do too much damage in high school. I did a lot of damage in my neighborhood. I was a bully. I took advantage of the weak. I broke it. I kicked in folks' doors. I stole people's cars. I shoplifted. I did dirt. And the funny thing about me doing dirt was my mama didn't ever think I would do anything wrong until she caught me doing wrong. And then it was a whole laundry list of shit I was doing wrong. So she got to the point where like, I can't put shit past him. Ain't no telling what he'll do. And on top of that, she was always talking about, you ain't scared of shit, is it? I really wasn't. I really didn't have no fear growing up as a teenager. I already had a mindset that it was going to be eat or be eaten. I was going to do what I wanted to do, but I was smart. I was smart with my criminal ways. That's why I sold weed and not powder. That's why I ain't never tried to poke somebody or pop somebody just for the sake of my manhood. No, I would throw them things. I was smart with my criminal activity. I do just enough to let people know that I'm with the shit, but not enough to say I want to do 20 years. I was smart. So again, I know people want to defend them, and I know people want to go against them. It is what it is. I'm one of them individuals, like I said, I'm in the gray area because I know what I've did. I know what my son do, but what he tell me he do. I know he got a girl pregnant after I told him to put rubbers on. I know he did that. I done seen videos of my son fighting in the locker room during football practice. I seen that. I seen that. I done seen videos of basketball players that he played with fighting. I seen it. I didn't see a knife. I didn't see a gun. I saw them throwing them hands. And these 8th graders, 9th graders, 10th graders. I seen it. So when y'all sit here and say he's a good kid and he probably made a mistake, I can't sit there and say they made a mistake. I can't sit there and just say he made a mistake when he's willingly and knowingly reaching in his backpack for a knife or a cleat sharpener or whatever the case may be. I ain't gonna say you just got knowing that you got a weapon in your backpack or something that can be used as a weapon in a backpack. I'm not gonna give you that pass because you smart. You too smart. You damn to make it. You damn to have a 4.0 GPA. You mean tell me you that smart in school but that dumb at the track meet? Come on now. Even I don't believe that shit 100%. I deal with 17-year-olds. I've been dealing with them for a long time in some shape, form, or fashion. In my environment. And my environment is one of the worst in the United States. And you mean to tell me for him to be so smart, he wouldn't try it? He wouldn't have the opportunity to live out a gangster dream? I mean, he got a picture with him in a air rifle. Why are you posing with an air rifle? That's not what good kids do, according to some of y'all. Good kids don't pose with air rifles. Or y'all would give him a cop. Y'all would give him an out. It was an air rifle. Good kids don't pose with air rifles. Not from where I'm from. Not in my environment, because a lot of 16, 17-year-olds that I know personally, that I watch grow up from little boys and little girls, they take pictures with AR. They take pictures with them sticks at 17 years old. I see them. When I go to the corner store, I see them. And they holler at me and tell me what's good. And I'm like, what's good? And as soon as I see that thing poking out their pants, I'm like, hey, bro, what you gonna do with that? You know, Cole, man, you know how it is. Yeah, I know how it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Take your ass home. Hey, coach, I gotta go out here and get. I said, all right, with this shit. Be careful, bro. At 17. The same kids that I see that I done coached holding pistols. My son's scared to touch my pistols. I done asked him several times, man, just for the sake of training him. Because ain't no telling when he gonna be in a situation where he had to defend himself, defend his girlfriend, his child. Not to walk around and show motherfuckers he got a pistol in his hand. It's just to defend himself. He don't even want to touch it. He don't want to touch none of my guns. I said, I can't make you touch it. I can't make you grab this motherfucker and load this bitch up and aim at targets and shit like that. I can't make you do it. That's something you don't want to do. I can't force you to do it. It ain't. I didn't buy him a lot of toy guns growing up. I bought him basketballs and footballs. He had a lot of weapons growing up. But he stayed in one of the worst parts of Memphis. One of the worst parts of Memphis. And he ain't doing shit. But because he from Memphis, y'all would automatically assume that he gonna be terrible. Just because he from Memphis. Is Karmelo Anthony really a good kid? Y'all would want him to be a good kid because of what's being said, but me, I look a little bit deeper. I look a little bit deeper because I have a 17-year-old son. I look a little bit deeper. I'm a father. I dig a little bit deep into these 17-year-old mind frames. If you really didn't want to poke him, or you really didn't want to hurt him, if you really thought he was gonna be all right, why you hit him in the chest? If you really were just trying to get Austin Metcalf off of you, Karmelo, why hit him in the chest? You're smart. You know how organs work. You're smart. If I just want to get you up off of me, I hit you in the shoulder, hit you in the thigh, hit you in the leg. I ain't gonna hit you where I know I might really do some bodily harm to you. I just want you up off of me. I'm not aiming for your chest. And if it's a pocket knife or a cleat sharpener, you really had to put a lot of force behind you poking Austin Metcalf. This ain't just you scratching. This ain't just you barely hitting them or whatever. Oh no, you actually had to put some force for it to go as deep as it did. Actually had to hit him hard enough for it to go through ribs and his chest plate and all that good shit to get to his heart. Now all of a sudden, when I bring up something like that, people will say, "Oh, he was scared. Oh, he didn't know." My mama used to tell me when I got angry, I would black out. She like, you get angry, you black out, you have no fear, you don't know. Like, yeah, I believe that because I knew not to play with me. Don't play with me. It can get drastic. And y'all mean to tell me he blacked out? And he a good kid. But he blacked out this one particular moment. He didn't know exactly what he was doing at this one particular moment because he's got a 3.7 GPA, because he's in a good neighborhood, because he doesn't has a criminal history, no priors. You mean to tell me that his one particular moment he didn't understand his own strength? He played football and he run track. You mean to tell me he at this one particular moment didn't know no better? All in the name of self-defense? But you reaching into your bag? Why you just didn't walk away? Why you didn't walk away? Is he a good kid? Or did he have an opportunity to do something and claim self-defense? Did he see what he saw all them years in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, before he moved to Irving, Texas? Did he see the crime in Baton Rouge? Did his mama and dad, they had to see it? Because according to his mother, they left for better opportunities and a better lifestyle. They had to see it. They had to know what was going on. They didn't want their oldest son, their only son, to fall victim to the crime of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They didn't want their son to be a product of that environment. But the thing is, by the time you left, it was already too late. He already seen some things. Whether he wanted to or not, he seen some things. See, my son, he didn't see the struggle that his sister saw. See, my son didn't see what his sister saw when he was a little baby. See, his sister saw the houses and the apartments burning down and babies in the apartment deleted. Where this guy was so mad at this chick, instead of telling the truth that he set that apartment on fire, he said he dropped a blunt and it started burning up. Because now I smoked plenty of blunts in my life. I know for a fact. And I done dropped plenty of blunts. Nigga, that blunt didn't start the goddamn fire. That blunt didn't start that goddamn fire. But that's the lie you told. And a baby was deleted in that apartment fire. My daughter saw that. My daughter saw a body floating in the lake behind our unit. Hold up. Hello. I'm doing a live. All right. See, my daughter seen a lot of the bullshit. She saw her dad at his worst when I was still grinding. When I was still doing my thing, she saw me as a dude that would go to work every morning and come home and hustle at night. It was what it was because I had to put dimes together to get my daughter up out that hood. I had to do what I had to do to get my wife out the projects. But I had to do what I had to do. And when my son came along, I was like, hey, I got to be a better man for my son. I don't want my son to do the same things I was doing. So I slacked up. I got a little bit more calmer for him. Because I ain't want him to follow in my footsteps. I ain't want him to be a wild boy. I ain't want him to do all the things that I was doing. Now, it's sad to say that he do like to hustle. He do like to get his money up. But he ain't out there selling weed or pills or none of that. He rather sell some chips and candy and shit like this. So I give him props for getting his paper. You know what I'm saying? Right now, he's trying to find him a job because he's gonna be a good father. He want to take care of his baby. So he's trying to find him a job to go make him some real money to take care of his future son. And on top of that, he got down the full ride to the University of Memphis. So he's not stopping none of his plans. And some of his partners over the years used to always talk about how he wasn't hood enough, even though he in one of the worst hoods in Memphis. He ain't hood enough because he don't wear J's every day. His pants ain't sagging off his ass, and he ain't talking stupid and disrespecting motherfuckers all day. And I used to have to tell them little niggas, like, bro, if I wanted my son to be a thug, if I wanted my son to be a dope boy, It's not nothing for me to let him do it. I will show him the ropes. If I want him to sell dope, I still got plugs in my phone to get a front and get what I wanted just for him to sell dope. It ain't that hard for me to teach my son to be a thug if that's what I want him to do. I said, no, I want my son to be totally different than me, even though we're in a fucked up environment. Maybe Carmelo's father and mother saw it in him early and decided to get out of Baton Rouge and find a better lifestyle or better opportunities for their son. Maybe they saw it early in him. Maybe his mama was co-signing all that bullshit. We don't know. I mean, hell, shit. I listen to my mother-in-law and my sister-in-laws all day talking about what they gonna do to a motherfucker if they look at them wrong. And I be tripping because I'm like, I'm the one that do the dirt. And y'all more violent than me. At least I will sit down and talk to a motherfucker and try to reason some shit out. Now we gotta go to throwing blows or throwing shots, then hey, it is what it is. But I'd rather talk it out with you. If we can't get no understanding, we can't get no understanding. Maybe his mama was co-signing that bullshit when he was in elementary or middle school. I don't teach my kids how to fight, but if you gotta fight, you kick a nigga ass. Oh yeah, I taught my daughter that shit. Maybe his dad was a little street nigga that went straight. Because we do believe in that we pass shit down to our kids through DNA. I say that a lot. I never really had a decent relationship with my dad, and my dad was a whole street nigga. He was a pimp. And I would do little shit that my mama said, you had just like your dad. And my response was, how do I act like a motherfucker I never met? And when I did finally have a conversation with my dad, and my dad had told me, like, you're the carbon copy of me. How you know that? Come to find out you and my mama having backdoor conversations without me knowing. And you tell me that me and one of my older sisters are the carbon copies of you. So maybe his dad was a street nigga that went straight. Maybe his dad was violent and calmed down. Maybe. So again, is he a good kid or is he a product of his environment? Did he have an opportunity to be a gangster in a good, affluent neighborhood that barely deal with crime? It been so many times in my life, me and my wife be talking about these different little small cities because we watch a lot of Oxygen and shit like the crime scenes, the deletions and all that. And they be some small ass cities. They don't be no big major city. They be small backwoods cities. They have some most horrific crimes. And I be sitting there watching, I be like, man, knowing what I know in that little small ass city, I run that city. The police department ain't big. Ain't a lot of things go on in there. Like I would go to this small ass city and run shit. Just off what I know. Just off the criminal activity that I know. What's up to everybody in the chat, man? I'm in my zone right now. Please forgive me. But I would go to one of these small hick towns with the information I got, and I would run that small town. Haywood County in Tennessee, in the past couple of days, they done found their trailer home with 200 pounds of cocaine. That was earlier this week. Then yesterday, they found 200 pounds of weed at a traffic stop in Haywood County. That's the Hicks in Tennessee. That's the that's the Hicks. That's the trailer park. And you want to sit here and disguise this young man as a good child. Now we get into our emotions about shit because we don't want nothing to happen to us. When police do something wrong to us, we have a fucking fit. Excessive force, excessive force. Now it's excessive force and like, well, it was self-defense. Make up your mind. What do you want? You want to march and protest when a police officer, white police officer, do something to a black individual. It's too much. But y'all don't even complain when it's black on black crime. Y'all don't even bat an eyelash when it's black on black crime. In the Tyree Nichols situation, that's the first time I've ever seen people in the outrage over black on black crime. Maybe because it was black police officers. Because at first y'all would have swore it was white police officers that did Tyree Nichols dirty. But then it was black police officers, and then y'all said that was it's the biggest gang in the United States. If they were white police officers, y'all really been had a uproar. Y'all would try to burn down my polar city. It was one thing when folks come down here to protest and march, and they didn't even know where they were going. I'm laughing at these folks on the news protesting on the expressway. And me and my wife and my wife auntie, we were laughing. I'm like, where the fuck y'all going? Y'all don't even know where y'all going. I know y'all not from Memphis. Y'all going the wrong direction protesting. Tyree Nichols ain't never did nothing to nobody. Let the world tell it. How you know? We don't know. We know he got caught up. We know he got his ass beat. And he lost his life. Yeah. And I ain't never say them police officers were right for doing that shit. I just said, hey, what if? What if he did some shit? But again, just off my what ifs, people would say to me I'm wrong for even thinking like that. I'm like, I don't put shit past nobody. I done lived long enough to understand that even the best person in the world got a little evil in them. That's the honest truth about criminals. That's the honest truth about liars and scammers, the leaders, grapists. All they need is an opportunity to do something with little to no consequence, little to no reaction. All this boy needed was an opportunity to live out his gangster dream and claim self-defense. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. I just take my emotions out of situations and use my brain. I know he a black boy, and I don't want to see the black boy get railroaded. I don't want to see the black boy get charged with something he really didn't do, or overcharge. No, I don't want that. But I'm using my brain too. I'm using my logic. I'm not using my emotions. So the same way my son got his girlfriend pregnant, I didn't get emotional. I got mad. I ain't gonna lie. I got mad. But then I had to calm down and say, you know what? I was doing the same thing at 17 that you were doing. I can't even be that mad at you. I had to sit back and think about what I was doing at 17 with girls. I'm like, I can't even be mad at you, bro. I just didn't come up with no babies at 17. I ran them into a couple of female raw. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just didn't get nobody pregnant at 17. You did. It happens. Shit happens. Whether it was self-defense or premeditated, I ain't even gonna say it premeditated. I ain't even gonna say it premeditated. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say he really had intentions on doing Austin Metcalf dirty. I ain't gonna say that. But I'm gonna say that you knew you had whatever in your backpack and you were gonna use it. I ain't gonna say you brought it there just to do that. No, I ain't gonna say that. But you knew you had that motherfucker in your backpack. I can say that. I could say that you had an opportunity to walk away and you chose to stand your ground. Hey, have at it. I ain't gonna say you're a punk for standing your ground. Now, if you were finna get jumped or whatever the case may be, you could have walked away. And none of this would have ever been talked about. We wouldn't have no story if you just turned around and walked away. You getting out the rain, bro. Why you get out the default tent? Then your school have a tent? Even with that, yeah, I would say what y'all want to say about a track meet. I know for a fact my sister-in-law husband got a track team, and hey, you can't sit up under his tent at the track meets. I know that for a fact. I heard him say it. If you ain't part of his track team, don't sit up under his tent. So again, was you just being defiant? Did you just doing what you wanted to do because you wanted to do it? I done seen that plenty of times. I done seen that plenty of time with these little boys and little girls. They just gonna do what the fuck they want to do, and you can't tell them shit. Yeah, I know I'm not lying. Y'all got teenagers in y'all house. If you got teenagers, if you don't got teenagers in your house, you had them. You got little kids right now that's adolescents that throw temper tantrum when they can't have their motherfucking way and gonna do it anyway. And you have to spank their little hands or put them in timeout. Depending on what you is as a parent. Me, I beat their ass. Y'all go through this shit with your own motherfucking kids. You know what your kids are. When you send them to school, when you send them to a basketball practice, football practice, when you send them over somebody's house, what's the first thing you tell your kids? You know how to behave. Why you gotta tell your kids that if they already know that? Because you know what your kids are. You know how your kids get down. You know all the bullshit your kids do. But when they go outside, you act like they picture perfect. I'll never say my kids picture perfect. Folks used to always say that you think your kid don't do no wrong. I said, oh no, I ain't never said that. You ain't never heard no word come out of my mouth. I know my kids be with shit. I said, I ain't never caught them. I was like, I don't know what the fuck my daughter was doing. All I know is she did what I asked her to do. She brought home them good grades. She brought home good conduct. I said, outside of that, I don't know what the hell she was doing. I don't know how many boys she was having sex with. I don't know what drugs she was taking and what alcohol she was drinking. I don't know. I don't know. I know what she did what I asked her to do. Same with my son. The only reason I know he did something he had no business doing because the girl said she was pregnant. And he tried to deny getting her pregnant. Y'all had to forgive me. I'm a little under the weather. And my son do everything I asked him to do. He got caught. So again, Yeah, I want to paint the picture that he didn't do nothing wrong. It was just self-defense. Me, I think a little bit differently. If I'm wrong, and I wouldn't give a damn about being wrong. I've been wrong before. I've been wrong on plenty of things. I'd have been wrong about a lot of things in life. But if I'm right, I saw it coming. If the trial come when the trial comes and it proves that anything I'm saying about this young man is to be right, I don't like patting myself on the back about some bullshit like this. But if I'm right, I'm right. Anecdotal experiences, what I done seen, if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I be wrong. And motherfuckers say what they want to say. Oh, big dog, you wrong. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you right. I'm wrong. Now what? Now what? If I'm wrong, now what? Now what? If I'm right, what you gonna say? If I'm right, what you gonna say? Cause I know there's a lot of motherfuckers writing that are gonna be like, you reaching, you putting something on the board that don't belong and shit like that. Come on, man. I was 17. I got a 17-year-old. In high school, I didn't pull those moves in high school. I think I took my great grandmama pistol to school one time when I was in high school. I did that. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't to shoot at somebody. I just took it to school. I was able to sneak it out the house and put it in my locker. But in my neighborhood where I stayed at, I was a menace. And by me being a menace, guess what? Some of my friends' mamas thought I was the best thing in their life. I'm such a good boy. I got such good manners. I'm such a pleasant child. And they mind. And as soon as I walk out there door, my nigga like, man, you sure not put it on thick in front of my mama, don't I'm like, hey, I don't need your mama knowing I'm an asshole. I don't need your mama knowing all the bullshit I do. But when I speak it to them, they like, he's such a good boy. Okay. I want you to believe that. I want you to believe that. I want you to believe I ain't gonna do shit. All I gotta do is act the right way, say the right things at the right time, help out without complaining. Yeah. And the whole time I'm a fucking menace. You know, y'all see the dope boys that they sell dope all day in the hood, and when Thanksgiving come around, they're giving away turkeys. Yeah, that type of shit. You know the nigga ain't right, but you want that turkey. You'll forgive the nigga for all the bullshit he do because he gonna feed you and your family for one day. You'll forgive him. And then once you get that big ass turkey and all the fixes and shit like that, I'm still a dope boy. I'm still a gangster. I'm still a criminal. I just did some good shit. And I said it not too long ago. Depending on who you talking to, either I'm a good person that do bad shit or I'm a bad guy that do good shit. Depending on who you talking to. I don't even know. My phone just calling motherfuckers now. But again, I said that a while ago. Not too long ago. Either I'm a good person that do bad shit or I'm a bad person that can do good shit. Depending on who you talking to. Some of y'all want to say Carmelo Anthony was a good kid that made a bad mistake. He might be a bad kid that do good. It's always a yin to the yang. Two things could be right at the same time. Ain't that what we always say in these spaces? Ain't that what go on in these spaces all the time? You gotta have one or the other, or both. So again, is Carmelo Anthony a good kid that made a mistake? Or was he a bad kid trying to get a second chance on doing right? I'm gonna leave it up to the tribe. Cause the public perception and the speculation about this case right here, it done got racial. It got racial. Now y'all want to bring up his Austin's dad and his criminal past, and y'all want to assume that he's a criminal because his dad a criminal. I just heard somebody say he wanted to knock off a pig. That tell me a lot about how he is. It's like, man, motherfucker hunt in Texas. Some hunt for sports, some hunt for food. Because he wanted to lead a pig. You know, he want no barbecue. Pull pork shoulder. How you know he want that some ribs? How you know? He accomplished his goal. He got a pig. He made barbecue. But that's a indication of his aggressiveness because he was hunting. Yeah, that's kind of a stretch. That's kind of a stretch. So the same way y'all get all these stretches and speculations for the Metcalfs is I'm gonna be stretching too. The is from Louisiana, Baton Rouge. They not from Frisco, Texas. He wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He was born in the hood. He wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He was born in the hood. His family got him out the hood, but he spent the majority of his life in the hood. And all he probably needed was the opportunity to show his hood ass. Or he was just a victim of being bullied. I don't know. I look at it both ways. And I know motherfuckers don't like that shit. It's like, oh, you're lukewarm. You're not on one extreme or the other. It's like, no, I'm not. I don't care. I do what I do. I can look at that from both sides. I'm not gonna let my emotions sway me one way or the other. I'm not. I'm not finna let people tell me I'm wrong for saying what I'm saying when I see this shit every motherfucking day with 17-year-old boys on either side. Cause I also admitted that I want me a Austin Metcalf on my team. He's an enforcer. He's a bully. He's tough. I want that. Blame it on my toxic masculinity. I wouldn't give a damn. I want that on my team because I know when I tell him to get him, he gonna get him. Black, white, or indifferent. If you got that mentality, I rock with you. Maybe it's toxic. Don't care. don't care. Because I seen enough Karmelo Anthony's in my neighborhood by itself walking around with backpacks. And I know what's in them backpacks. It ain't no knife or no cleat sharpener. I see plenty of them with backpacks every day. I know what's in them backpacks. So again, Karmelo Anthony, good kid that made a mistake, or a product of his environment, a bad kid trying to do good. We're going to find out when the trial comes. We're going to find out when folks hit the witness stand. And we're going to see how good his defense is. Or the prosecutor going to eat his ass up. We're going to see. So, I'm finna get on down. I appreciate everybody that came over. You know, like, share, subscribe, comment. Do all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna get off here. I need to find me some cold medicine. Because my damn nose running. And I'm going to holler at y'all good people. Later. Holler at you.
I ain't get no rest, cause I'm gon' win, I make plays. So I give my best, and you can say whatever you want about me. Do whatever gon' please you. You ain't never seen nobody come up like this and then catch amnesia. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat. Booming all on your street. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat. Booming all on your street. I been up 6 days a week. I ain't getting no sleep. How they mad already? I ain't hit my peak. If they ain't hate, then you ain't great. Shit, you know how that go. But I been way too hot to worry about no low. I jump off a jet and I'm turning the city up. Niggas know that I'm really up. Shawty thick as a pony, I tell that hoe giddy up. I been beating that kitty up, and I ain't gotta say it, they figured I get it in. I been popping my shit again. Cop a crib on the side where they don't let no niggas in. I been noticed you getting thin. I done mastered the art of my hustle. Man, you niggas one part of my struggle. So it's funny, the moment you get you some money, they flocking, they all in your bubble. I been popping this pimpin', I'm patting my stat sheet. Got my O's in the track meet. Everything that I drop gon' be hard as the last heat. Baby, come get your back beat. I been having this motion, I move like a nurse, little nigga. I can't give a fuck how you feel. All of my partners that came up from nothing, you know that I can't keep it nothing but real. Need you a verse, better come with that paper in order. I'm booming, I'm charging them steep. I'm in your city a total of week and a half. You know I ain't come here to sleep. I been going up 10 days straight. I ain't get no rest, cause I'm gon' win, I make plays. So I give my best, and you can say whatever you want about me. Do whatever gon' please you. You ain't never seen nobody come up like this and then catch amnesia. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat. Booming all on your street. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat. Booming all on your street. I've been up 2 weeks, that's a half month with a half ounce and a whole queen. Herb pack in the backwoods with some backwoods, tryna go green. Probably 10, surely not 20s. I'm like, fuck it though, I keep them hoes clean. From the coastline straight to Moline. I just pull pimp, I don't pull lean. Get more green than a golf tee. Come get your issue, get off me. All of my minutes is costly. I've been flicking my wrist, got it frosty. We been up in the score, I've been keeping a tally. My shit like a rally, we moving they soul. Fuck what you thinking, they already know. And as soon as I think it, it already flow. The hell is you saying? You gotta be playing. You niggas ain't coming like this. Hop in the booth and I'm beating the brakes off the mic. I just can't give them nothing but hits. I just been flexing on them, getting reps in. They ain't finished clapping for the next win. Got these niggas greener than they next skin. Stacking heirlooms for the next gen. I been outside, I been beachside, I been east side with the gang. I took a jet ride to the west side for some Roscoe's and a chain. I had to bounce back to the Midwest, went to Chi-Town on the train. I hit the D-Town for the weekend, swerving potholes every lane. I've been going up 10 days straight. I ain't get no rest, cause I'm gon' win, I make plays. So I give my best, and you can say whatever you want about me. Do whatever gon' please you. You ain't never seen nobody come up like this and then catch amnesia. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat. Booming all on your street. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat.